Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for joining. Today we wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gauritai, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So we've been talking about the material world. Let's just backtrack a little bit. So yesterday we talked about the different coverings of this world. This is our universe, our small universe. There are other universes which are far, far bigger and greater. And within the universe, Garudaksha Vishnu incarnates. And from his lotus, from his navel, a lotus flower or lotus stem appears, and on top of the lotus is a flower on which Lord Brahma is situated. And along this lotus stem are the 14 planetary systems, which Lord Brahma is given the tools to create. So let's have a look at these 14 planetary systems. Begins with Satyalok, Tapalok, Janalok, Mahalok, Swa, Bhuva, Bhuva, Bhuva is earth. And then is Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. So we'll have a quick look at each of those abodes. Satyalok, beginning, is the abode of Lord Brahma, and most pious souls in our world live here with Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma's lifespan is huge. 311 trillion, 40 billion years is his lifespan. That's how long he lives. And that's equal to one breath of Vishnu. The souls who live on Satyalok also have a similar lifespan, very long lives, because they're very pious. The residents have subtle bodies. They don't have gross bodies like ours, made of earth, water, fire. Their bodies are subtle. Subtle meaning mind, intelligence, and ego. There is neither bereavement, nor old age, nor death. There is no pain of any kind. So Satyalok is an incredible place. But it's still in this material world. Those who live there, at the end of their time, they may go back to the spiritual world, but if they are attached to this world, they'll stay here. The duration of life in Satyalok is calculated to be 15.48 trillion years. Right. So that is the duration of life there. But Brahma lives for 311 trillion years. So the reference for this is 2:27 in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text 27. And the size of Satyalok is huge. It covers 1/3 of the universe. It's huge, very big. If Brahma is a devotee of God, then they all go to Vaikuntha. So the Brahma who is living in Satyalok, if he's a devotee, and it may be the case that he's not a devotee, but if he's a devotee of God, then all of the residents at the time go to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha. So that's Satyalok, the abode of Lord Brahma. Then Tapalok, those who have performed severe penances are transferred to Tapalok. So for example, the 4 Kumaras who done great tapasya, they live in Tapovan. Vasudev is a presiding deity of consciousness who is meditated upon by the residents of Tapalok. There's millions of rishis in Tapalok, and they sit and meditate or discuss philosophy. It's a very severe place. The strict vanaprasthas, they attain Tapalok. Those who are in the retired way of life, when they're strict about it, they will attain Tapalok. Next is Janalok. So we have Satyalok, then Tapalok, next is Janalok. In Janalok, they perform yagya, fire sacrifice, to Yageshwar, Yagneshwar, who is Supreme Lord. And this is done by the Prajapatis. Lord Nrsingadev here resides here with Lakshmi Devi, also known as Divya Saraswati. And after death, the great saintly persons and mystics, they go to Janalok. The strict brahmacharis, they attain Janalok. So on earth, those who have abstained from any sex life in their whole life and are strict, they attain Janalok, as do those greatly saintly persons and mystics. So, Satyalok, Tapalok, Janalok, and then we have Mahalok. Mahalok is where great sages and advanced yogis, such as Bhrigu Muni, live in Mahalok, and their lifespan is huge. 4.3 billion years. It's a long time. They live for a long time. Who reaches Mahalok? The householders, the grihasthas, who have strictly followed all the rules and regulations. And when there's a fire of devastation, it almost reaches this planet. Almost. So everybody from Mahalok is transported. They transport themselves to Janalok. So this fire of devastation takes place at the end of each Brahma's day. And then they are transported to Janalok. Dhruvlok is between Sarvakalok and Mahalok. Now, Dhruvlok is a very special place because there was a pastime when Dhruv Maharaj, he was offended. He was a little boy playing on the lap of his father. And his father was a great king called Uttanpad. Now, Dhruv also had a step brother. So the king had 2 wives. Dhruv was born to Sunita, and the other boy was born to the king's second wife. And she was the favorite queen. So when Dhruv was playing on the lap of his father, the king, the stepmother came and said to Dhruv, "Get off the lap of my husband. You are not the son of the favorite queen. My son has a right to play on his lap, not you." And he was greatly offended by that comment. And the queen said, "If you want to play in the lap of your father, then pray that in your next life you are born from my womb." Pray to Vishnu. Okay. Dhruv stormed out of the palace. He was only a 5-year-old boy, but he was really offended. And he went to his mother and he said, I have been offended by this behavior. And his mother advised him, yes, it is true. I am not the favorite queen. And if you want to achieve great opulence, then you have to pray to Vishnu. Dhruv immediately resolved to do that. He left the palace. He set off for the forest. 5-year-old boy. Extraordinary. On the way to the forest, he met Narad Muni. Narad Muni, he asked him, what are you doing, young boy? Why are you out alone in the forest? Narad Muni was replied by Dhruv Maharaj, I have been offended by my stepmother. And I'm going to worship Vishnu. And I want a kingdom which is greater than my grandfather's. His grandfather was Brahma. So he was aspiring for great material wealth. Narad Muni said to him, you're only a boy. Why don't you just go back to the palace and play? Why are you taking such big offense? You're only 5-year-old. Dhruv Maharaj was very determined. No, I'm going to the forest. Okay, Narad Muni said, in that case, I will give you a mantra. You chant this mantra and it will help you attain what you want. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dhruv Maharaj went to the forest. He performed great tapasya, intense tapasya. Although just a 5-year-old boy, he was a very determined boy. So within no time, he was just eating some leaves and drinking some water. He even gave that up after some time. He was performing such incredible tapasya. Lord Vishnu appeared before him. And he asked him, what would you like? Oh, when Dhruv Maharaj caught darshan, vision of Lord Vishnu, he immediately paid his obeisances and he replied to the Lord, actually, I was looking only for broken glass, but I found a diamond. I don't want anything. I was looking for material wealth, which is just like broken glass. But I've come across you, my Lord. I don't need anything now. I'm happy. Don't worry about what I asked for. I don't want it anymore. But Lord Vishnu, he said, no, my duty is to give you something. You wanted a kingdom greater than your great-grandfather's. So I will award you a planet within this world. But at the end of this world, it does not get destroyed because it is a Vaikuntha planet. And that is your planet. We shall call it Dhruvlok. So this is the planet that was been given to Dhruv Maharaj. He lives there. And he'll continue to live there after this world is devastated, destroyed. And Dhruvlok is situated between Swaglok and Mahalok. At the end of Brahma's life, or when Mahavishnu breathes in, the whole material creation is destroyed. However, Dhruvlok is not destroyed. It is transferred to the spiritual world. So there you go. There's Dhruvlok here, between Swaglok and Mahalok. Very interesting place. It's also regarded to be the pivotal point for the turning of the universe. So it's a very special planet given to a very special devotee of God. Then there's Swaglok, the karmis, fruity workers, can elevate themselves to Swaglok. Swaglok is the heavenly planets, which include the sun, the moon, Jupiter, Venus. After the good karma is finished, then they go back to earth. So those who um, worship the demigods, and they're pious, well behaved, they're good, they can go to heaven. They can go to heaven and enjoy for many years because they've accumulated very good karma. They haven't done anything wrong in this world. They've just accumulated good karma. They've helped others. They've done Vedic sacrifices. But when that good karma is finished, then they return back to earth. So Swarglok is a temporary place of enjoyment. The denizens of heaven who live in the planetary systems beginning from Swarglok cannot even see Lord Vishnu in Shvetadvip. So they can't go and visit Lord Vishnu, who is situated within this universe in Shvetadvip. Unable to reach the island, they can simply approach the beach of the Milk Ocean to offer transcendental prayers to the Lord, appealing to him on special occasions to appear as an incarnation. At the end of Lord Brahma's day, everything up to Swarglok is inundated with water. So, end of Brahma's day, Swarglok is also finished, destroyed. Brahma has to start again. Indra, the king of the higher planetary systems, has the power to push down any conditioned soul attempting to go from the lower to the higher planets without proper qualifications. So Swarglok, to enter it, you have to be qualified to enter, pious living beings. So this is Swarglok here, abode of the demigods. Then we can look at Bhuvalok. Bhuvalok is in the middle planetary system and is split as follows. The servants of demigods live here, like the Gandharvas, the Apsaras, the Yakshas, and they live in great opulence. These are the servants of the demigods. The Gandharvas sing beautifully. The Apsaras are beautiful looking. They dance for the Lord, for the demigods. And the second part of Bhuvalok are ghostly spirits, and Rakshasas also live here. So it's an interesting place, accommodating both the good and not so good. And then we have Bhulok. Now, so we looked at Satyalok, Tapalok, Janalok, Mahalok, Swalok, Bhulok, and now, now we're going to look at Bhuvalok. Oh no, we've done that. So we're looking at Bhulok now. Bhulok, which is Earth. Earth. The planetary system which we are living is called Bhulok. It is also referred to as Bhumandal. Per the Srimad Bhagavatam, it looks like a lotus flower extended over a vast area of space. In the wall, in the middle, the wall is the center of the lotus. There are 7 layers, and in the center is Jambadweep, which consists of 9 regions, including Bharatvarsh. Thus, Bhumandal does not refer to something flat, does refer to something flat, sorry. This is in a subtle form, which we do not have the vision or intelligence to see. So there is that description in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Bhumandal is flat. But we're not so smart to understand this. So here's the upper planetary system: Satyalok, Tapalok, Janalok, Mahalok, Swagalok, Bhuvalok, and Bhulok is this here. In the middle is Jambudvip. And here we have different planets which we can see orbiting Earth: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Venus, the Moon, the Sun. And then there's two others, which is Ketu and Rahu. They're quite interesting personalities. So this is Bhulok. There's 7 layers, and there's 9 islands within Jambudvip. And there's this huge mountain, Sumeru. This is all described in the Bhagavatam. This is just another vision of it, of the role in the middle. And here we see Bharat. This is Bharatvarsh, India. Right. Our Earth planet, however, is globe round sphere, as Prabhupada explained. Our ISKCON artists should train to Lord Radha, lifting the Earth as a globe, not as flat. Although Bhagavatam doesn't explicitly describe the Earth as a globe, it does so indirectly. For example, it points out that night prevails diametrically opposite to the point when it is day. That indicates that the globe is round, or the Earth is a globe. Otherwise, if it was flat, then that sun would not, that night would not prevail when the sun is diametrically opposite. Otherwise, the sun sets at a point opposite where it rises. Sorry, likewise, the sun sets at a point opposite where it rises. All the 14 planetary systems can collectively be called Bhumandal, and not necessarily just based on our small Earth globe. So Bhumandal is not only our small Earth globe. The word Earth has 2 meanings: the greater Earth, or the vast planetary system spreading throughout the universe, made up of 14 planetary realms, called Bhumandal. And then there's this second meaning to Earth, can be the smaller Earth globe, sphere. That is a single insignificant planet within the 7 planetary systems called Bhulok. So it's quite complex to understand this, because Bhagavatam has a description which is perhaps a little alien to modern scientific thinking. Now, are there any questions at this point? Anybody, any questions? Lokeshwar, anything that you want to ask?
No, Prabhuji.
Have you heard this before?
Yeah, I've heard it before.
Okay. And you sort of are happy with the explanations?
Yeah, there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. So actually, we need to stop there. So let's Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan Ki Jai.